Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about MVP, your minimum viable product. This includes only the essential features necessary to meet the needs of your early adopters. You have to gather feedback for future development. Sit back, relax, and let's dive into it. Your minimum viable product is a version of your new product or service that includes only the essential features that is necessary to make it to the market, that meets your customers' needs, your early adopters' needs, and it gathers feedback for subsequent development. The MVP concept allows company to launch a product quickly, test its feasibility in the market, and make improvements based on user feedback. This iterative approach helps optimize resources and increase the likelihood of creating a successful and well received final product. Now, before you launch your product in the market, you must identify your minimum viable product. This is the minimum product that stands you out from the rest of the market. The concept of minimum viable product, your MVP, is rooted on the idea of efficiently bringing a product to the market by focusing on essential features. Today, I'm going to help you understand how you should launch quickly after you've identified your MVP. I'm going to be teaching you how your MVP allows you to launch quickly to the market. Number one, speed of market. The MVP approach emphasizes development by concentrating on your core features. Development time is reduced, allowing the product to reach the market faster than if all the features were fully developed beforehand. Now, this simply means that you don't have to develop everything before you launch into the market. Just put out the feature that you think that people needs the most or has requested for in the past before you even started your development process. Then launch that to the market and see how they react to it, how they interact with the product. That way, you can collect user feedbacks. Now, this takes us to number two, which launching an MVP enables company to gather valuable feedback from early users or customers. This input helps them understand user preferences, identifying potential issues, and making informed decisions for subsequent iterations. Now, talking about iterations, it's very good to always implement the agile form of product development because it allows you to iterate, get feedback, and also build on incrementally. Now, that brings us to number three. Rather than spending extensive time and resources on a fully featured product that you're not even sure if people will like, companies release an initial version and then iteratively enhance it based on user feedback and changing market conditions. This iterative process allows for continuous improvement. Now, instead of launching everything that you have into the market and you're not even sure how people will react to it, it's better to do it incrementally. Launch some part of your product in the market, gather feedback, and then develop iteratively. This would help you save a lot of resources, save a lot of money, and then even give the people exactly what they want. Now, this brings us, when we're talking about resources, this brings us to number four. Resources optimization. Focusing on essential features minimizes resources expenditure. It helps companies avoid investing heavily in non-essential elements that might not align with user needs or market demands. Choose optimizing both time and budget. Just like I said earlier, developing incrementally helps you to cut down on resources. You don't have on wastage of resources. You don't have to waste your resources. Doing things that you're not even sure that people would accept. The agile kind of development would allow you to ensure that you're doing exactly what your customers or what your market needs at the time. Now, this will enable you to manage risk and mitigate them. Now, that brings us to number five, risk mitigation. Launching a minimum viable product mitigates the risk of developing a full featured product that may not resonate with the target audience. Now, it's beginning to feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again. But early feedback provides insight into whether the product has market potential, allowing adjustments or pivots as needed. Just like I said, you don't have to do everything at once. Do the ones that you think are the viable ones and then iterate from there. Collect your feedback and ensure that you're doing exactly what your customers need at the time. Now, that brings us to number six, market validation. The MVP serves as a tool for validating assumptions about the product's value proposition. If the initial version attracts users and fulfills a need, it validates the market demand and provides foundation for future development. Exactly. Your MVP serves as a tool for validating assumptions. Now, when you start up creating a new product, you have a lot of assumptions. You have a lot of beliefs that about the things that people need and the people require of your product at the time. But then you don't know what works. You don't know what would be their um, feedback from what you've given them. But if you the iterative method allows you to launch into the market and then see how they react to your product, and then iteratively you can build on that development. Continuous learning. Now that brings us to number 7: continuous learning. The MVP approach fosters a culture of continuous learning and adaptation. Companies can use real world data and use feedback to refine their understanding of user behaviors and preferences, shaping the direction of future development. You don't want to do something that will fail in the market. But if you iterate, little by little, bit by bit, you get to learn what the market requires of you, and then you get to develop the exact product that fits what your audience needs. In essence, the MVP concept is a strategic approach that balances the need for a quick market presence with the importance of incorporating user feedback for continuous improvement, allowing companies to navigate uncertainties and optimize their product development journey. Now, whenever there is a boom in the market, people normally rush into it without knowing exactly what the market needs. But then, uh, launching just your minimum viable product and then iteratively developing your product to meet the customer needs allow ensures that you don't waste resources. You learn from your continuous efforts in the market, and yes, it brings you to the market first. And concept of first to market. There are a lot of companies that are first to market, they're already dominating the market now. You can name a few products by yourself if you actually sit down to think about it and to think about how to develop your business moving forward. Thank you for watching this video. Ensure you like and share it. See you next time. Bye bye.